Welcome, guys. We are doing Rocket League once again. Puckett and Benson here in the New York City studio.
Hello.
Hi. Yesterday, awesome draft. Big shout out to everyone who participated in that one. Team Kernovi coming out on top over Team Mike Rules.
It was a close game. It was a close game. I had a lot of faith in Mike Rules. Kind of let me down a little bit. Just gonna be honest. I want to see you.
Has the same feelings about you letting him down when it came to that 5th game host that he was supposed to have the advantage on.
I don't remember that at all.
Either way,
I blame the game.
Either way, Team Mike Rules, honestly, we rigged the tournament against him. It was a double elimination. We didn't let him lose at all. We just said it's a finals, best of 5, no double elim for the grand finals.
A little bit like that.
Either way,
it's fine. Now.
It was
only for fun.
I thought you and I were kind of looking out at the whole kind of playing field and identifying our top players. Who is your top 3 from last night?
Ooh,
big 3, Ben.
Big 3 in order or just
in order?
I'm gonna say Mike Rules.
Mike Rules number 1.
My number 1 player. I think Kernovi comes in as number 2. Number 3. This may surprise a lot of people because I think right now, because Rocket League's getting like a lot of momentum and like more people are watching it.
Lots of it.
People love the kind of like the flashiness, right? People love the goal scores. It's like in American football.
Yeah,
people always want to be the quarterback, or people always want to be the striker. I'm gonna say Gibbs.
Yep.
That's my number 3. Simply because some of the defensive stuff he does keeps his team in the game. He's just unbunbelievably aware of his surroundings.
Double save score from last night is really what launched him to the top of my leaderboard.
So sick.
Marky Duda. A lot of people saying he is possibly the best 1v1 player in the world. One of the best players from Europe of all time. Ben said he wasn't impressed last night. In fact, 2 minutes before the show, he says, "I'm better than Marky Duda." Tonight.
I mean, I didn't exactly say those exact words. I said I probably could have played to a similar standard.
Likely story. Anyway, back to why we're here tonight. Last night was awesome. We're continuing with more Rocket League today, and you can see on this beautiful monitor in front of us. Tonight, we start face-offs. The first set of face-offs, NA versus EU. Everyone on Reddit, when I first asked, what content do you want to see here on MLG.TV, they said, we want to know who is the best in the world. Is it North America? Is it Europe? Tonight we have our undercard. We're going to see Kings of Urban, the winners of our NA tournament, going up against Team Shazoo. And Shazoo, we saw O'Neal featured last night as one of their star players. He was participating in the draft. Later, though, 6:30, this is the match everyone has been waiting for as of today. Teamy Weemy, now going under the new name Flipside Tactics. They've been acquired. This is going to be an epic showdown. Cosmic Aftershock taking on Flipside Tactics.
That's a game everyone is like so excited about. I think a lot of the Rocket League community is like, all right, well, we finally get to see it. Obviously, there will be some connection issues. It's something that's going to happen. But we kind of came up with a fairer way as possible of deciding kind of who's going to host what. All these games, by the way, best of 7. So each team's going to get 2 hosts, then 1 host, and then we're going to flip a coin to decide who gets the final. If it goes that far.
If it goes there.
If it goes that far. But going back to the undercard game.
Yes.
Honestly, actually pretty excited about this one. I don't think this is one where you can kind of just sleep on it. I really think that this is going to be a good game as well.
Kings of Urban is 1-0 against Cosmic Aftershock here on MLG.TV.
Yes.
They are undefeated. In fact, they never lost in that tournament. They could get another win tonight.
They did lose against, I believe, the weekend. I think on one of the Saturday tournaments. They played them again in the grand final. I think they lost.
Yeah, that wasn't on MLG.TV, so I just let that one slide.
I mean, I'm just trying to spit mad facts.
Yeah, all the facts are here. No, to be honest, there's still a lot of controversy. Who's the number 1 team? But I think a lot of people looking purely at statistics will go with Cosmic Aftershock.
Okay.
But Kings of Urban, really excited to see Kyle. He's back. He, of course, had that closing goal in OT, basically, or avoiding OT to knock out Cosmic Aftershock.
Like 500,000 people have seen that now.
Playing with really 500,000?
It is just gone stupid viral.
Guys, we are awesome.
I'm just saying.
That's what we do.
Rocket League's pretty cool.
Rocket League is
cars,
the new-ish.
Rockets, balls, goals. What more do you need?
All right, it's time to talk to some players. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's talk to these guys. We got our captains for game number 1. Kyle Masc is joining us, as well as the great O'Neal. First and foremost, Kyle, we have your beautiful photo here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and this team, Kings of Urban. How did you guys come together?
Well, the team came together literally just on a whim. We made the team together the day of the tournament, like 2 hours beforehand. We practiced a little bit, and then we just kind of went into the tournament, and went undefeated. So that, yeah, the team wasn't like talked about or anything. It was literally just kind of thrown together. A little background. I mean, I did play Battle Cars back in the day with all the veterans and stuff.
So have you been playing this like 6 years? How many years are you in?
I was late to Battle Cars. In fact, by the time I started playing Battle Cars, it was practically dying already. So only all of the veterans were still playing.
Okay.
I played Battle Cars for like 3-ish years, and then I stopped playing for almost 2 years before Rocket League came out. But yeah, I've got about 3 years of experience under my belt.
You got some time in the game. Now Gambit, he was definitely one of the star players when you guys performed in that North American tournament. Fireburner also some big plays. How did you find these teammates? What can you tell me about the guys you'll be playing with tonight?
Okay, so Fireburner and Gambit are both players from Battle Cars. Obviously, they're way too experienced to not be. Gambit, I actually had never really talked or played with Gambit before. I played with Fireburner a few times, just kind of running into each other in ranked and stuff. And, we just kind of added each other on Steam after a while. And then he just kind of came forward with the offer. And he was like, hey, we're putting together a team for this. We're going to try and get some money. Do you want to play? I was like, sure.
I have a question for you, Kyle.
What's up?
Real quick. Obviously, tonight, going up against Team Shazoo from Europe. How much do you know about the European playstyle?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I watch Mike from time to time on stream.
Okay.
And I know that their team is very play-oriented. They like to pass to each other, work the ball around the enemy team and stuff.
The European way.
And from what I saw from yesterday playing with Mike and O'Neal at the same time, they're both pretty passy. And they both like to get in your face in the goal and just kind of put pressure on you. So that's as far as I know.
Okay. I like it. O'Neal, let's take it over to you, my friend.
Hello.
First and foremost, how the heck do you say your team name? Is it Shazoo? Is it Shazoo, as Ben would pronounce it?
I said Shazoo.
The way we say it is Shazoo.
Shazoo. See?
Shazoo.
I'm European,
Shazoo.
man. I can pronounce the European team names.
And what does this team name even mean?
I actually don't have a clue. It was my friend that made the team back in Battle Cars in like 2008. And then I was invited to the team afterwards.
So this team has existed for over 7 years. That's pretty ridiculous just to point that out.
That's a long time.
Especially with a name like Shazoo. Incredible stuff. O'Neal, tell us a little bit about your teammates. We've seen Kyle, Fireburner, and Gambit. Tonight, though, we're going to see you playing with Vogan and Meeps. What can you tell us a little bit about your squad? What's the playstyle like?
Playstyle, we're a rotating team, although mainly we have Vogan as a defender. He likes to sweep at the back, clean up any long balls, things like that. Me and Meeps are usually rotating between midfield and attacking. So you'll see us usually up the walls, on the ground, passing, things like that. We tend to try and get in people's faces, but we tend to switch our style up quite a bit. So maybe one game we'll hit you with one style, and then the next game we'll hit you with a completely different tactic and try and put you off.
Do you think that versatility is something which kind of makes the European teams better than the North American teams? Because we didn't really see much versatility from the North Americans. It seems like there's kind of one play style. You see a couple of teams go for just solely aerial play style where it's like, hey, just get the ball up, hit it. But it's refreshing to kind of hear the Europeans kind of adapting. And I'm going to be so biased tonight, Chris. I'm going to be so unbelievably biased. You're not even ready for it. But O'Neal, yeah, is that something which you think kind of gives you the leg up over the North Americans?
Well, since the days of Battle Cars, the American scene and the EU scene were always different styles. Even in the older game, the styles were just totally different. Although nowadays, the EU scene has adapted a more play on the ground kind of approach compared to the Americans who are trying to play it in the air a lot more. They both have their positives and negatives though, so I couldn't say what one's overwhelmingly better.
All right, okay, it's pretty fair. O'Neal, everyone on Reddit saying you guys are about to get trashed by Kings of Urban. The North American powerhouse is coming in, causing all kinds of problems. Is that true? How do you guys stack up?
I think Mike put it perfectly last night when he picked me in the roster, saying he felt I was underrated. It's the same with this team, because we've been formed only 2 weeks ago to compete. We brought Vogan into the team, as well as we brought Meth in. They two previously weren't in the team, so people don't really expect much from us. Although we've already beat Famous, who have a high quality team. We took a game off Team Iwimi in our first week, so I think people are expecting too little from us.
I'm excited to see you guys tonight. It's a best of 7, so we're going to get a lot of time watching both teams. Now, I was hoping for a lot of trash talk. You guys are obviously way too nice for that. Let me ask you kind of the nice questions. What is it like to be getting this support 6 years after kind of starting in your gameplay of this style game, and to see Rocket League now getting a chance to become an esport?
Can you repeat that? Sorry, I was listening.
Are you excited for Rocket League esports, O'Neal?
I'm excited for Rocket League esports. I don't know about everyone else.
The esports scene, I've been dying for this. I've spoken about this up to a lot of people throughout the years about the scene blowing up, and to actually see like casting come into it, it just makes it a lot more professional.
Kyle, where do you hope this goes?
Honestly, I hope Rocket League has a real big shot in the esports scene. Like, I've tried a few different times going to different games like League of Legends and trying to make it, and it never happens. And I mean, after Thursday, things kind of blew up, especially with that 0-second goal.
Yes,
3 times.
And 2 more times from yesterday. But you know, I've never really been as dedicated as I am now to trying to get as good as I have at a game, and it feels amazing to, you know, have so much support from people like Utrecht and just everyone else that wants to see the game get big. So I'm really hoping this game climbs.
Yeah, big shout out to Utrecht. I heard you got a little care package this morning. What did he send your way?
Well, when I got my donation button set up yesterday for my stream, and first thing was $500 from him for beating Cosmic Aftershock in the MLG tournament. And then after I was talking to one of my viewers about why I play on lower end graphics because my computer wasn't that great, he asked me for my computer specs. So I emailed it to him, and then I get an email back from him a few minutes later, and it's just a list of computer parts and a tower, and he's like, this is all coming your way. And I was like, wow,
dude,
holy crap.
That's awesome.
Utrecht's like the Rocket League Santa Claus for those of you guys who haven't seen him around.
He's like, here, you get something awesome. You get something awesome. You get something awesome. That's so cool, man. That's awesome to see.
It's amazing to see the community kind of rallying behind the pros already.
I feel like this is really, from speaking to a lot of the people who've been veterans in the community, this is really the closest they've had to like such big traction as like, hey, you know, we can really make this an esport now. Like, the game is awesome, the developers are awesome. Yeah. You have a spectator mode now. Like, everything is kind of going the right way for the game. So it's nice to see the players really kind of getting behind that and really rallying up.
And not only do we have spectator mode, we have people in the Reddit from Psionic saying we want to make this better.
Like, that to me is so cool. When you actually see the developers come in and say, okay, well, you know, here's 2 people who use this tool. How do we make it better? And it's like, oh, that is so unbelievably refreshing.
I think that's why the community is stuck around, because throughout the years on the forums, the devs stayed active. Like, they didn't just make the game, give it to us and then leave. They stayed about, they got feedback, they added things to the game, and they kept talking to the community. I think that's one reason why most of the old players are still here 6-7 years later.
That's pretty awesome. O'Neal, is there anything that you're still hoping comes out for the game?
I would like to see the game get a team position in it. In the old game, they had teams instead of just ranked 3v3s. They had an actual team section where you could do 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. I'd really like for that to come back, because that's where I had most of my fun in the older game.
That sounds interesting.
I like to see that.
I like the game how it is right now. I don't know. There's something about, like, I heard a couple people and I read some stuff on Reddit where people were like, yeah, you know, we should try and change how when you get demolished, the respawn timer should maybe be like 5-6 seconds, or like you increase it to really make it viable, I guess, or just try and give you a bigger benefit of going for it. So a couple people saying, oh yeah, they should make the pitches bigger, all that stuff. I was like, no, like, it's so simple the way it is. Like, that's the beauty of the game. Everybody, like anyone, you could have your, like, I don't know, 90-year-old grandma come and watch and she'd be like, oh, there's a ball, there's 2 goals, and there's cars. This makes perfect sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
It's so simple to understand.
The game's fantastic right now. The growth has been outstanding here in the early months. Excited to see where this is going. Ben and I are going to do our best to help it grow, and we appreciate you guys taking the time to come out on tonight's show match. Now, there's $150 on the line. Before we let you guys go and get ready with your teams, is there any trash talk you want to share? O'Neal, what do you have to say to the Kings of Urban?
I just hope Kyle doesn't tilt tonight like he did last night. It was a bit of a shame how he tilted, but we'll have a good game as long as he doesn't do any stupid things again.
Ooh, Kyle. You did some dumb things last night. How do you feel about that?
What dumb things you do last night, Kyle?
What's up?
What dumb things did you do last night?
In the 4th game in the finals against Kronovi and them, I missed 2 really easy saves, and that kind of put me off.
It cost us the game.
Oh,
yeah, it did. I won't deny it. I won't deny
dig
it.
a little deeper, man. Like, just jab it.
Kyle,
I won't deny it.
You're representing America. How do you feel about your chance against Team Shizou?
Do they even have chances? I mean,
that's the talk I wanted to hear. O'Neal,
it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter because Europe is dominant. Fact.
Yeah, Europe is dominant.
Europe is good at nothing.
You're about to see just how good European Rocket League is.
You're about to get shizooed.
Oh! There it is.
All right,
I love it.
I do want to put this bounty out there. You know, I don't have a ton of cash, but I am willing to purchase either Team Urban or Team Shizou. If you'd like to become Team Puckett, willing to sponsor the winner of this matchup, guys. We'll talk details afterwards, but first you got to earn that right. Guys, we're going to commercial break. Big shout out to Kyle Masc. Big shout out to O'Neal. The match kicks off when we return.